Welcome back guys to Max Green RC FPV. This video is the fourth installment of this speedrun series, and today I'm going to be showing you a little upgrade I've made for the car. I've built it a brand new carbon fibre chassis, complete with a front splitter. It looks pretty good in my opinion, but whether it actually works is another question. The main reason for making it was to give the car a much wider, flatter underside. The idea is that it'll help keep the airflow under control and stop the car from parachuting at speed, because last time this happened. There are some additional added benefits from this chassis, other than just controlling the airflow. I can now run batteries on each side of the car, instead of having all the weight down the middle with the batteries stacked on top of each other. That should help to balance out the car a little bit better as well. And of course, having the splitter built into the chassis is also a nice little bonus. My only concern is ground clearance. Because this carbon fibre plate bolts to the underside of the original chassis, it sits a little lower than before, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me. But I suppose there's only one way to find out. Before we head out though, I'm just going to seal up the body to the chassis with a bit of duct tape. I don't want any air finding its way underneath the shell and trying to turn the car into an aeroplane again. Okay, GPS is reset, everything's all ready. Let's see what happens. Straight away I could hear something scraping, and that definitely wasn't the sound I wanted to hear. Sure enough, the front splitter had actually been dragging along the road. It seemed to happen most when I either let off the throttle or hit the brakes, which actually makes sense because that's when all the weight transfers to the front of the car, making the nosedive. I've already got the shock collars wound all the way down, giving the springs maximum preload. So with this current setup, this is as stiff as I can get these springs to be.
That's what she said!
So I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on this one, take the car home, get her on the bench, and see what I can do about this.
3 days later.
Okay, so I've made a few changes, which hopefully have sorted the issue now. I've also brought along with me today my FTX DR8, because I fancy doing a little bit of exploring around this area here today. I've already posted that video, that's already live now, so if you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Okay, so the first thing I did was drill a new set of mounting holes in the shock tower. The new holes are only slightly lower than the original ones, but it's actually given the springs quite a bit more preload and it's worked surprisingly well. I also discovered these weird little notchy things on the side of the shocks, which to me only look like they can be for limiting the shock's travel. They kind of push in at the bottom there and they limit the amount that the shock can compress down. So to me, that's what they're intended for. I can't seem to see any other reason why they would be there. I've also repaired the damage from the first run with a bit of epoxy resin. The front had taken the biggest hit, but the rear had also picked up a couple of marks, so I touched that up as well. You can already see how much stiffer the front end is now. And because the suspension travel's been limited as well, there's a lot less chance of the splitter ending up on the floor. At least, that's the theory. Okay, so let's give her another go. And straight away, the car felt much better. There was no scraping at all. Initially, anyway. Once the speed really started building, probably somewhere around 50 or 60 miles an hour roughly, I suddenly heard it again. And that's actually a good sign. On the first test, it scraped pretty much all the time, mostly on letting off the throttle and braking, but it was scraping a lot. This time, it only started once the car really got moving. That tells me the suspension changes have done their job. I don't think ground clearance is the problem anymore. I think the airflow is actually flexing the carbon fibre splitter now, flexing it downwards until it touches the road. Looking at the front splitter afterwards, that's pretty much confirmed it for me as well. Instead of a big scrape mark like we had before, this time there's only a really fine line on the leading edge of the front splitter. To me, that's exactly what you'd expect if the splitter is bending under load, under the pressure of the airflow, rather than the whole car sitting too low, like it was before. When I built this chassis, I only used 5 layers of carbon fibre. I honestly thought that would be plenty, considering that it's bolted onto the original chassis and isn't taking all of the load by itself, but clearly the front section still flexes more than I'd like it to. So I need to come up with a way of stiffening that up. Maybe some kind of bracing, maybe some kind of support coming from the front splitter to the chassis of the car. I'm really not sure yet. I'll have to have a think about it and see what I come up with. But if you've got any ideas, please do let me know in the comments. I'm always interested to hear different ways of solving these type of problems. So we'll leave it there today. I'll go back to the drawing board, we'll get the car back on the bench, we'll come up with a solution, and we'll keep you updated with the next video. So for now, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.